Hi there, Surfactant, and all you good people out there. I hope you're all well and healthy and staying safe. Regarding the question on build a complex curve, and I'm assuming that means rebuilding a complex curve from an existing one. So in the example we have right here, we can see on the curvature comb that this might not really be what we want. So we need to fix it up a little bit. Might want to keep the original and keep adding variants to it if you like. So we see that the requirements here are G1 to the Z-axis in the start and G2 to the Z-axis in the end of the curve, end point of the curve. We also see that we have valleys and where we want a smooth curvature comb with only one peak around here. We have a smooth curvature comb with only one peak over here. We want to reduce the valley, of course, and so let's see what we can do about that. First thing that comes to mind is, of course, the fit curve. If we do a fit curve, let's see what we end up with. We reset that to start fresh. We add a fit curve to the curve we have there. And with the current requirements we have on that one now, it's going to be a round, smooth curve. We also want to add a curvature comb to that to see where things end up and what it looks like. So let's do that. Let's remove those as well. Let's extend these guys. Let's add a 0 there, and let's do 100. There we go. So we see that we have two curvature combs here. One is the original, one is the new one. And now we're going to try to more closely fit to the original. So we're going to edit that fit curve. We know that in the beginning here, if I drag that and drop it on the end or end point of that line, I can add G1 continuity to that. Do the same on the other side. I remove it, drop it, and add G2 continuity to that. So we changed the look of that curve. It's kind of getting close to what we actually want, but it's way off. We also see that with the end requirements of the curve, we are no longer to really rebuild it according to the requirements. So we need to increase the degrees, let's say 5. And hey, that takes us quite close, and the curvature comb is quite nice. In addition, you can also use the degree and tolerance. Obviously, if I follow to 1/100 of a mil, it's going to be very close to the original with all the flaws. And so therefore we're gonna release it a little bit, and here it's all about how much you can kind of release it, and the system will of course use that tolerance that we have here and try to fit the best possible option in here with the smoothest possible curve. So what you have to play around with here is tolerance. So if we increase that a little bit more, even more, we see that we decrease the dip, and we have the smooth areas and peaks pretty much where we want them. If we do that, well, of course, it's going to look even better, but it's all down to how much I can accept to release from the original curve. Now, that's one way of doing this. Another way of doing that would be to, let's hide that, to create a new spline curve on top of that curve, because that would give me a little bit higher level of control, if you like. So I start by, add that point to the end there, saying G1. Say that here I want to follow quite closely. Up here I want to follow somewhat as well. And over here we need to be G2 continuous. So here we have now a curve which is probably quite nice with the in regards to the curvature comb. So we say analyze, add the curvature comb to that, and let's also say same scale to that. When it comes to the needles, we say 100 here. So in this way we can get quite close as well. And it's all down to what kind of level of control you would like here. Obviously we have an area here where we need to kind of release kind of from if you like. So let's say I add that back, and well, you know, that's going to give me the dip. So we delete that point, and here it's all about how much of that are you prepared to accept, and kind of what you actually want out of this. So manually you can get kind of to a point where you're happy as well, although it's a little, maybe a little bit more tricky, but you have more control in specific areas. And this is of course up to the user and the user judgment call on what would be acceptable and what would be the best way to go here. And that's pretty much all I had here. So I hope this helps in some way. All good people out there, take care, be safe, and stay healthy. And over and out from Fred for this time around. Bye for now.